Welcome to the Thamasa review. So, as you know, we do the order in Narsh as the order we get the characters in, and then we do my favorites in the Thamasa review. So, starting with my number one favorite that we've gotten so far, thematically and just, I mean, it's just awesome, Pokemon Trainer Red. So, what we're going to do with this is I'm actually going to go through and talk about the characters, and as far as the junctions go, I actually have the community junction sheet brought up so that we can get the quote-unquote official working descriptions of what certain junctions do. With Red, he's equipping some decent stuff, but not, like, his equipment doesn't really matter that much, except for this Airland set that's been making us rich. The Airland set's Gilgame Heart and Instant Run, okay? If you've ever played Final Fantasy Tactics, you probably already know what Gilgame Heart does, but let's just see the official description. Okay, Gilgame Heart, if attacked by an enemy non-lethally, gain GP equal to damage taken. Now that is a little bit off, I think. I'm not sure if it's because of the like 2x gold flag that I used or not. But we are not gaining equal money to the damage we take. We are gaining a lot more. So that could be a problem with the flag, or it could be just Gilgame Heart itself. So yeah, we took like 2 damage in the Phantom Forest at one point from something and got 15k. That's not equal. So there's Gilgame Heart, and then Instant Run guarantees run chance when possible. So in other words, if we start running like normal by holding L and R, we probably just can run like immediately. I think that's what that is. So yeah, but really we've been using that for the Gilgame Heart because we're incredibly rich pretty much all the time. We're able to buy whatever we need. Okay, now looking at what he has. So he has a guard ring equipped, which is a really nice physical defense relic. He has our Beast, which is so perfect for him because he's a Pokemon trainer and this is all animals that he summons with our Beast. So obviously his ace is Wombat, if you ask me, because Wombat is just ridiculously strong, but you get other things like Wump and Cockatrice, and then Wild Bear, the best healing spell in the game. And if you don't get Wild Berry, you can sometimes get Ice Rabbit. Taper pops up a lot. I think it has a high chance of rolling. Can help sometimes. Usually we don't want to see Taper, but yeah, that's really the only dud in there is Taper. The other ones are situationally duds, like if you're already at full health and you roll like Ice Rabbit or something. Yeah, he's really, really good though. Very good character. Just having those healing spells on hand, massive damage sometimes from like Wombat and stuff. Really, really good character, and Red is cool, man. I like that he's here, and that's one of the most thematic things I've ever rolled for a character. Alright, now keep in mind, this is just the ones that are my favorite characters. This is not in order of how good I think they are. Red is just a happy accident that he's my favorite, and probably the best character we got. Golbez. I love Golbez, he's cool as shit. I've always wanted to use him as a character, and here he the hell is. He's been a merchant a million times in my runs. But yeah, I'm really glad he's here. So he's got a couple of junctions. These are self-explanatory that we don't really need to look at the list about, but like Ice Font on the Stout Spear just makes it so everybody's ice damage goes up on the team. Font is everyone on the team. Boost is just the character that has the item equipped, or the junction equipped, and then Sync is it makes everyone's ice worse. Well, let me double check the Sync. Let's not give out bad information. So, Ice Boost boosts damage of ice elemental sources by 50%. Okay. Ice Font grants a global 25% boost to all ice elemental damage, stacks with identical effects on other characters. Okay, that's good to know. This is why we have this pulled up. Ice Sync grants a global 25% penalty to all ice elemental damage. Also stacks. So yeah, that's the difference between Font, Boost, and Sync. Pierce, Water Pierce, he doesn't have any water, unfortunately. That would be really, really good if he did, because Water Pierce, what Pierce does is whatever element the Pierce is, it pierces defenses. Like, it can't, things that absorb that element just don't absorb it. It basically turns any spell of that element into non-elemental attack. which is freaking really good, and we'll talk about that later on a separate character. But as far as what we've been doing with Golbez, not a Dark Hood, because that's got bad stuff on it. Basically building up his vigor with stuff like Hyper Wrist. Now, I don't know if this is actually affecting the skills that he has, but he's got R Fizz. So R Fizz is R physical, like random physical attacks. A lot of them are sword techs, and some of them are blitzes. Tentacle is in there. I'm fairly certain bringing up his battle power and vigor actually affects those. But yeah, it's a pretty good skill. W Cure is okay too. It's basically a Cure 2 spell because it's just regular Cure done twice. He also has beads innately equipped for some random evades sometimes. And then he's got a magic command. Now his magic is okay. He's got Cure 3, Ice, Ice 2, Fire 3, W Wind. These are all good spells. But what's really cool about Golbez is actually his Esper that he's been equipping, because this gives him a big AoE attack, and it's Tirado. So Tirado has Earth Boost, and just like the Ice Boost and stuff, Earth Boost boosts Earth Elemental damage by 50%. And then Repel Bio is, the Repel prefix is Reflect, but only for certain elements, right? If somebody tried to hit him with poison, it would reflect, but everything else would not. What's really cool about the repel prefix for junctions is that even stuff that normally can't be reflected can be reflected. Like, let's say we had repel earth instead, you'd be able to reflect quake, which you can't do in the vanilla game. And you can't do him Beyond Chaos without this junction. So yeah, he's just been throwing Tirado because Tirado is an Earth Elemental attack and it's giving Earth Boost. So he's got a big AoE dumb snake he can throw, which is really thematic for him too because he's got the Shadow Dragon in Final Fantasy IV, and Tirado is acting as that right now. Golbez is really cool. I really like that we have him, and he's kind of good, man. Alright, Guts. Guts is my next favorite character. I love Berserk. It's a freaking masterpiece, still ongoing, and yeah, you should read it if you haven't. It's damn good. But yeah, Guts was really good early on. We haven't gotten to use him much because he, for a while we haven't gotten to use a lot of our characters because we just got to the end of Thamasa. But Guts has some decent stuff. We will never use this Scimitar, unfortunately, because that would be really great for him with the slice kill and everything. Very thematic, but, and it's a big old sword. It has VIP on it. Now, VIP, I'll look at the actual description, but yeah, it basically turns whoever has it into Banon. If the user dies, the game is over, similar to if Banon dies. Yeah, it just turns you into Banon. So if we gave him the Scimitar and something just instant killed him, we just game over. So yeah, that's really not worth it. He's got a bunch of other stuff he can equip that we will talk about later, but I haven't had a lot of time with him yet. So I'm not sure, but I'll show you what he's working with. He's got an amulet equipped innately, which is neat. No poison, no zombie. And then R Wild, his R Wild list, actually I'll pull it back up here. So what R Wild is, it is a command that rolls in a certain amount of skills at the beginning when you roll a seed, and it populates it with random spells. So it's wild, kind of like it's Berserk. I wish he would have been the Berserker, but you know, you can't always get the perfect thing for your characters. But his list of our wild spells right now that we've discovered, which I think this is all of them because I think it's only 8. Delta Hit, Tentacle, S-Cross, Level 5 Doom, Quarter, Cure 3, Slimer, and Stop. So those are all pretty good. S-Cross probably being the top end of that. Delta Hit's pretty good too if you can aim it at something that's going to be petrified. Level 5 Doom can result in instant kills. Cure 3 being in here isn't really that great because you can't depend on it. Delta Hit, S-Cross, Level 5 Doom, and Stop are probably the best things you can roll out of there. Preferably S-Cross. But then he's also got our Bolt, which was wrecking everything early game. I think he's probably still good now because Bolt spells are mostly AoE, and his magic power is 51. Haven't checked his Espers for a while, let's have a look. So, let's see, he can have Starlit. Can he use anything that's doing anything cool like Bolt Boost? No, he cannot, unfortunately. So, he could do Esper Defense J and SOS Life 3, learn Fire 3, Float, and Cure. That would be pretty good. I think he's already got Float, though, and he probably was working on Fire 3? No, we haven't equipped him with the Dragonhorn yet. Got it. But Esper Defense J, let's just go ahead and read out what that one does. Oh, it does not have a description yet, so yeah, we don't know exactly what it does. But I'm sure we'll discover it eventually. And then SOS Life 3 is exactly what you think it is. SOS, the prefix, is just when you get low on HP, it has a chance to do this. So yeah, SOS Life 3 is when entering near fatal, trigger a Life 3 cast. So I don't know if that means it's going to cast it on him or it just casts it on someone. I'm sure it's on him. Pretty dang good. We'll probably start with him if we use him. He can also use Tirado, which is neat. Pretty much anybody who can equip Tirado is just going to have a pretty good spell to throw. Let's talk about Seraphim, I guess. Chemist is really, really good. We had that in the Fallen Stars. Let me talk about it real quick. Doubles the effect of healing items. So you have, let's say a tonic. Tonic heals 50 HP. Instead, it'll heal 100. I'm pretty sure I found out that throwing a Phoenix down on a dead character with Chemist brings them back at double the HP they would normally come back with, which is neat. Lucid Dead. This one I had to look up, so let's take a look here. So Lucid Dead allows the character to be controllable even if under zombie status, but targeting remains random. So it's kind of like zombie commander, like it only affects people who are zombied. So if he turned into a zombie, I would be able to control him. And then SOS Freeze, I have no idea why this exists. When entering near fatal, trigger a cold dust cast on yourself. So there is a junction combo that this would actually be good for, but I don't see a use for it otherwise. There's one that is Null Freeze, I think with a question mark, right? So yeah, it causes the user to dodge all attacks when afflicted by the freeze status. So if you have this in tandem and you go to near fatal, you freeze yourself and then suddenly you're invincible while you're frozen. So you get to a better position in the fight, then you unfreeze your friend, right? But then again, if it causes the user to dodge all attacks when afflicted by it, you have to wait for it to thaw, right? Because I don't think you could hit yourself with fire at that point. Yeah, so you'd have to wait to thaw, but you'd be totally immune to everything until you unfreeze. Okay, interesting. All right, let's talk about damage split now. As long as we're looking at his espers, we'll talk about it. So damage split and fizz sync. Obviously, fizz sync, you already know. Damage split. If damaged but not killed, the user will deal 1/3 of the taken damage in return. So I don't know how this works. I didn't see it going off, I don't think, when we did have it equipped on somebody. But yeah, I guess that's okay. So if you get hurt and you don't die, you throw back 1/3 of the damage that you took. That's kind of cool. And then MP switch, Fizz font, obviously that makes everybody's, the whole team better at physical damage. But let's take a look at MP switch. It allows incoming damage to occasionally impact target's MP instead of HP. I feel as though this is actually universal because it was doing it to my enemies too. It wasn't just when we got hit, it was also when we hit enemies. I'm not sure why, but yeah, MP switch, kind of a weird thing to deal with, so we have stopped using it. But yeah, Guts is a good character. He's got some good utility spells. He can learn a lot of them too. Fire 3, Cure 3, Ice 2, Slow 2. Yeah, he's gonna get some good stuff. Haste in there. But yeah, for now, we haven't been using him, but I like him. One of our newer characters, I do like, he is one of my favorite characters just because he's Wygriff, and Wygriff was one of my favorite characters from Tactics. That does not change the fact that he sucks in this game, so let's just take a look at him. He can equip a lot of espers, looks like all of these two that Guts could equip. And Stray, Repel Earth, Repel Pearl, so this is what I was talking about. He can actually reflect Quake, and he can reflect all Pearl element stuff too, so he could actually reflect things like Scarbeam. Level question mark Pearl he could reflect. Repel is pretty good. This is the one I've been putting on him just because it's just okay. And then he's got Zone Seek, so Quickening has been reworked in a way that I'm not sure of, but we've talked about Quickening before. In the last version, it basically lets you throw out your first spell for regular cost, and then after that, it keeps casting that spell over and over until you run out of MP, and the cost for it increases by 50% each time. If I cast, like, let's say, oh, he doesn't have anything, but let's say I cast something for 5 MP. The next time that I cast it would probably be 7 MP, and then it would just keep going up and up and up until I ran out of MP casting. And then SOS Runic is when you're on near death, you do Cells Runic, and that's kind of cool. And then Sneeze Guard makes it so you can't be targeted by Sneeze. I don't know if that means when they do a party-wide sneeze, it's still going to hit you or not, but I know that if it was targeting just you with Sneeze, it wouldn't work. Talking about Wygriff. Wygriff is, oh my god, get in the menu, is our Berserker. So he's got a pair of goggles, whatever, he can't be blinded. But yeah, he's our Berserker, and usually the Berserker is pretty damn good, right? Not in this case. He's got knives as his weapons. I basically just gave him the Kodachi because we had Golbez on the team and we can do W Cure, and this has heal font on it, which makes everyone's healing better. He can't equip any shields. Dark Hood is bad, and that's currently the only helmet he can equip. And then Mithril Mail, Imps Armor, not the best stuff for him. The thing that sucks mostly is that his Blizzard Orb usually gives, the Blizzard Orb usually gives us a really high-level spell for our Berserker. This gave us Tri-Talk. I've had Tri-Talk on a Blizzard Orb before and it has worked out a little bit, but for the most part it won't, because it's 3 elements, and if your enemies absorb even one of them, none of them do damage. So Tri-Talk is not the best thing to have on your Blizzard Orb. His Rage Ring, I guess it's just Rage Ring, but I mean, his battle power is going to be garbage, so pretty bad Berserker, unfortunately, because I like Wygriff and I would have liked to use him, but for now, he's definitely benched. Okay, Firebrand. Awesome character. Gargoyle's Quest 2 is one of my favorite NES games. Firebrand suddenly got better. He wasn't great at the beginning of the game. He's got a white cape equipped, which is my favorite relic. Good stat boost because of it, and no imp, no mute. And then his command is Spectre Ice Beam. So that was kind of useful early on. Confuse the enemy and then Ice Beam them. But yeah, it wasn't fantastic to see him with. And then his equipment, not the best either. He's got that VIP Scimitar. Morningstar was kind of what we were doing for the most part, but we'll talk about what we're doing with him now. So Flame Saber, this is the most thematic Flame Saber I've ever seen. It's Fire Boost, Fire Pierced, and it's a Flame Saber. 25% boost to my fire damage, piercing defenses, and Firebrand has Fire 3 because everyone who could equip the Dragon Horn could learn Fire 3. So basically he's got a big ol' Fire 3 attack that's being boosted and piercing all defenses to the point where they can't absorb or resist it. So yeah, he's really good, and he's probably going to be on the team when we finally build it. So yeah, we have Fenrir, so it's got VIP on it, so I'd probably never use it, but it does have lightning specific reflect, and then luck font, which I really actually have to look at what it does exactly. Okay, this is a maybe. All right. Maybe weighs luck-based things such as crit, evade, dice, etc. This has a question mark on it though, so this is still being learned about. We don't know yet. And then he's also got the Chemist, Lucid Dead, SOS Freeze, Unicorn. So Hamido, the way Hamido works in this, it's not like Tactics where you attack before being attacked, because that's hard to program. We can go ahead and look at what it actually does. So Hamido allows the user a chance to counter an attack as well as dodging it. So basically, if someone attacks and this procs, you will dodge the hit and then you will counterattack. That's the best way they could program it, I guess. And then SOS Warp, low HP, cast Warp. It actually got us out of a couple of jams, like a monster in a box. And then Siren Esper Defense J, which we still don't know exactly what it does yet. Basically, what Firebrand's doing is throwing Fire 3s, and everything's getting hit by it forever. I kind of wish I had a gold hairpin now, but we took a character instead of a gold hairpin. But we'll get to that. Alright, let's check out Gavgarion. Gavgarion, not one of our better characters. He's just okay, because he has Mimic. And a Tintinnabar, I guess. He can just heal himself walking. But yeah, Morph Mimic Magic. 29 Magic Power, not the best. And he's probably, I don't think he can equip the Dragon Horn. I think we figured that out. No, he can. He can learn Fire 3, so that's alright. And then Carbuncles is Esper, First Strike, Luck Sync, and True Paladin. So Luck Sync along the same line as Luck Font. We don't know what it does yet. So First Strike fills the user's ATP gauge at the start of combat. So basically, he's going to get to attack immediately when we start a fight if he has this equipped. And then True Paladin, from what I understand, if I remember correctly, we can look it up to make sure, makes it so you protect people no matter what, even if they're high on HP. Yeah, allows the user to cover the party from coverable attacks regardless of HP, right? So they don't need to be on low HP for True Paladin. And he's learning Berserk, Life, and Regen. We don't have a life spell yet. That might be useful. These claws, he had the Metal Knuckle forever, which is fragile, and it still hasn't broken. We still have the same one from the beginning of the game. He's ended up having to just physically attack and mimic whoever our best character is, so. But he's Gavgarion, he's cool. Okay, Ridley time. So Ridley's just awesome, space pirate dragon, you know. What he does have is a sneak ring innately, which won't matter because he can't steal. But he does have our lore, which is basically how we filled up our entire lore list, was because our lore pulls a random lore, and that gave us like Quasar, Grand Train, pretty much everything. We're only missing Blowfish and one other thing, I'm not sure what it is. But then he's also got X magic, which is pretty cool. We might actually drop Firebrand now that I think about it, because check this out. You can equip a Dragon Horn and learn Fire 3, and you can equip the Flame Saber. I think you're gonna be better than Firebrand, actually. So maybe we'll put Ridley back on the team. We can always throw out an our lore if we feel like it, but I think it would be better just to double up Fire 3s from X magic. Man, I really wish I had that gold hairpin now. He's got Shote, which is time sync. I'm not exactly sure what constitutes time magic in this game and what it would mean. Yeah, no one knows what the time prefix applies to yet. And then he's got Hamido SOS Warp. We'll probably use that just like we did with Firebrand. Alright, Ridley. Man, you might have just made yourself back onto the team. Okay, so we got Boom, the bomb. Pretty cool, except that I've done our Blitz with him a couple of times, and he keeps pulling frickin' Spiraler, because that's my curse, my life. But he does have innate running shoes equipped, which is nice to have just innate haste on a character. And he's got our whole lore list. And our lore list is pretty dang full. Like I said, we're missing Blowfish and something else. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think, because this is in alphabetical order. I'm trying to think what would be between Pearlwind and Quasar. It would have to be another P, because I don't think there's another Q besides Quasar lore. I can't think of it. But anyway, yeah. We have pretty much everything that we would ever need in here anyway. So, yeah, he's really, really good. Got a lot of spells, too. Haste 2 is nice. We had to equip that damage split Esper to get it. And then he's got Stray with Repel Pearl. Quickening, which could be good for him once we get a way to discount his MP, because it applies to lures, too. So we could, like, be double grand training and stuff. But as for right now, we were just equipping it so he learns these spells. But yeah, Boom is really, really good. His magic power is 32, nothing to sneeze at. And as far as equipment, you know, typical stuff. I've just been giving him Morningstar for Focused, which we gotta look at what Focus does. I'm pretty sure this is your attacks always hit. Focus. No, this is allows the character to be controllable, even a Berserker, even under Muddle, Berserker Age, or Dance status, but targeting under Muddle still reverses. So this is like single character commander. Okay. Not bad. Can't have the behemoth suit, it's banned. Oh, reverse. What's reverse? Let's check that out. Oh, we don't have reverse in the list yet. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we do. Causes the user's outgoing damage to heal and causes the user's outgoing healing to damage. Okay. Okay. So he could be a heal bomber if he wanted. Whoever has the light robe could be a heal bomber. You don't have Cure 3 or anything. That'd be interesting to try, though. So, and all of your outgoing damage would heal? Okay, we might try that on somebody. That sounds fun. But anyway, there's Boom for you. He's pretty cool. We took him over a gold hairpin because he had lore. Okay, Spinal. Obviously just a Stalfos from Link to the Past, but I named him Spinal because his profile picture looks like Spinal from Killer Instinct. He can also equip the Flame Saber, which is really, really good for him because he's got our Fire, or question mark Fire, which is a bunch of fire spells in a row. We might actually do that instead. Well, we went from having Firebrand to having Ridley to now wanting to just use Spinal because question mark Fire is potentially a lot of fire spells in a row and they're all going to pierce. Yeah, we're probably going to do that. Sprint Shoes taught him just fire in his magic list because that's what it was teaching. And then as far as Espers, Seraphim, that's it, which we won't use because of the SOS freeze. Lucid Dead is really funny for him because he's skeleton. Actually, we probably won't take you to the floating continent with us because you're going to be our main character in the World of Ruin anyway. We'll just take a different team of 3 and you'll join us at the end. Yeah, Spinal's really, really good all of a sudden. That Flame Saber put us over the edge. We could technically just go buy a bunch of Flame Sabers and have all of our characters with fire attacks on the same team because they're always going to pierce. That's kind of busted, actually. That might be what we do. Who knows? But yeah, Spinal's really, really good because of that. Wowie. Then we got Sindelle, Queen of the Outworld. She's okay. Having our party is alright. A bunch of buff spells and stuff. She's also got an innate gold hairpin, which is awesome. Question mark element is just any random element attack. Can be a bunch of them. Espers, as far as Espers go, Unicorn for the Hamido SOS Warp and Damage Split Fist Sync with Madwin. Not really learning great stuff in her magic list, but she does have our gambler stuff. Cards, SOS Defend, puts you in the defense stance when you're on low HP. For the most part, she's going to be benched. I don't think we're going to be using her that much. We will have to in the World of Ruin for a little bit, at least one dungeon. But, yep, the buff spells are pretty good, but we're not going to replace Red with her. He's got better stuff. And we got a fucking tree that I named Trunks because the hilarity of it. It just has Mind Blast, and it can't be poisoned because of Star Pendant. It's not that great. Mind Blast is a good good spell, but not worth it to keep Trunks on the team here. Magic Power 40 isn't bad, and he is learning Doom from Palador, and Palador's Repel Pearl and SOS Life 3, so this tree will never die. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tree. I don't see us using it unless we really, really have to. Not the best, but good to have you with us, man. Represent Earth. Alright, yeah, so that's all the characters. The seed has been pretty fun. We haven't run into anything super challenging, but we are going to the floating continent. You never know what'll happen. Before that, we're going to run around. I gotta look for that presenter chest again. Just check out some other spots, too. We might be building that team of all fire. That could be really, really fun, actually. But we'll see, and we'll find out in the next episode. So, thanks you guys for watching the Thamasa review, and I'll see you next time. Peace.